इसी वीडियो में मैं बात करने वाला हूँ एवरीथिंग यू नीड टू नो अबाउट सी एफ ए एंड इट्स फॉर ऑल दोज पीपल जो सी एफ ए लिखने का सोच रहे हैं एंड जो जिनको लगता है कि उनको सी एफ ए लिखना चाहिए कि नहीं लिखना चाहिए. सो बिफोर यू आस्क मैं कौन होता हूँ एडवाइस देने वाला. आई हैव ऑलरेडी क्लियर्ड सी एफ एल L1 विद 90 परसेंटाइल एंड आई ऑल्सो गॉट प्लेस्ड एंड आई एम इन माई थर्ड ईयर राइट नाउ. So let's start discussing why you should do CFA and everything you need to know about it. So now the first question comes is who is eligible for writing CFL L1? So anyone can write CFL L1 24 months before his graduation. So in simplified manner, अगर तुम्हारा course 3 years का है then you can write the exam in second year, और अगर तुम्हारा course 4 years का है then you can write your CFL L1 exam in the third year of college, basically 24 months before graduation. Another very common question that I get is what is the difference between CFA and CA? So on a very basic level, I will tell you that. So in simple words, CA is more into accounting and taxation. It also covers a part of finance, but उसका जो major focus रहता है that's on taxation and auditing, and it's a much vast course in comparison to CFA. CFA is more focused into the finance part. So it's more into how do you evaluate companies, the performance of companies. So if you're more into auditing and taxation, then you might want to go to CA. But if you're more interested into finance, how are companies valued, more into the stock markets, which companies to invest in, portfolio कैसे बनाना है. If you are into more of this, then you can consider CFA as an option. So the next question that comes is CFL L1 clear करने में कितना टाइम लगता है. तो I took around 8 months to prepare for my CFL L1, and if it is someone who is not very confident because maybe उन्होंने 11th 12th में अच्छे से पढ़ाई नहीं की और he or she feels कि उसके जो basic concepts है वो थोड़े weak हैं, then I would recommend कि you take around 8 to 12 months to prepare for CFL L1 because of the simple fact that the exam is pretty expensive. The fees for level 1 is around 1,20,000 to 1,50,000 depending on if you have taken the early bird registration or not. So we cannot afford to fail because the exam is very expensive. So it is always better to take a margin. अब क्वेश्चन आता है किसी ने 11th और 12th में मैथ्स नहीं ली, सो कैन ही स्टिल परस्यू CFA? द सिंपल आंसर इज येस ही कैन. अब उसको कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स में ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, दैट इज़ अ फैक्ट. जैसे क्वांट्स इज मोर टुवर्ड्स मैथ्स एंड द न्यूमेरिकल साइड, तो ही विल नीड टू वर्क अ लिटिल मोर हार्ड ऑन दैट पार्ट, बट इट्स डेफिनेटली डूएबल एंड it's not something you can't do if you don't have maths. Alright, so as I mentioned, the exam is pretty expensive. The fees can go from around 1,30,000 to 1,50,000 per exam. What are the chances of getting a scholarship? Alright, so this is also a very common question, so let me answer this. So scholarship are basically of 4 types for CFL L1. One is the access scholarship. It's basically for those who have poor financial condition or who cannot afford to write the exam. Next is the student scholarship, and you're only eligible for this if you study in a university that is affiliated with the CFA institute. Again, you can check the list of the universities that are actually affiliated with the CFA program, and if your university is affiliated with CFA, then they will conduct a scholarship test, and if you pass that test, then you will be given the scholarship. Other than this, we have women's scholarship that is reserved for women. And we also have professor scholarship. It is for anyone who teaches in a college or a university. So most of the people who are watching this video are only eligible for the access scholarship. And now I'm not going to go in detail how to apply for scholarship. There are a lot of people who have already explained on YouTube how you can get that scholarship. So you can watch the videos for that on YouTube. Next question comes is whether you should do self-study or get a tutor. And if yes, then which tutor? Alright, so let me speak about my experience. I was good in accounts in grade 11th and 12th. And what I have felt is that someone who's preparing for CFL L1 all by himself by reading books, in my personal opinion, it's pretty hard because there are a lot of new subjects, as I mentioned, fixed income, derivatives, equity, portfolio management. These are subjects that we have never studied. So it becomes a little hard to study and understand all these subjects by our own. So in my opinion, if someone is studying and investing in this expensive exam, he should just spend a little more and get a tutor for himself. And now if you ask me which tutor did I take, I took Ashwini Bajaj, and I have to say this, his classes were incredibly useful, and I feel I was able to pass the exam only because of his teaching. There are also other tutors in the industry. It includes Mark Meldrum, Fintree, Sanjay Saraf. You can go and check the reviews for each one of them. As far as I know, Ashwini Bajaj is the cheapest one. But remember and take this point into consideration that price doesn't define how good a coaching is. Ashwini Bajaj has a fees of around 17 to 19,000, whereas some other tutors also have a fees of around 50 to 55,000. So I would say just because Ashwini Bajaj sir coaching is cheap, it doesn't mean it's bad. And it's not that jitna expensive hoga utna better hoga. I also know people who have taken expensive coaching of 50-55,000 and have yet not cleared the exam. So it's not about the tutor, it's about how much efforts you put in. So now let's talk about how you can crack the exam, और मैंने कैसे 90 percentile crack किया. So the answer is very simple. You just need to stay consistent. I took around 8 months to prepare for my exam, and I would say I prepared for the exam every day. I did not take breaks. So basically what I would say is don't take a break from studying. Like ऐसा नहीं कि तुम 3 दिन पढ़े और फिर 1 दिन 2 दिन का गैप ले लिया. Like that's still fine, but I would say कुछ भी हो जाए, you should not take a gap of more than like 10 days. Like even 10 days is too much. I would say you should not even take a gap of 5 days. क्योंकि you know what happens with this is you lose the momentum. तुम पढ़ रहे हो and then just because you took 5 days gap, you lose the momentum. And now it will take you 5 to 10 days to get back into the momentum, revise what you had learned, and get that flow again. So मेरे हिसाब से being consistent is something that helped me the most. Another thing is that I have seen people who are scared to give mock test. Like मेरे कुछ दोस्त हैं जिनका एग्जाम आज से 15-20 दिन बाद है, and they have not yet started writing mock test. Just because I don't know what's the reason, but I think this is something that you need to avoid. क्योंकि अगर तुम अपना mock test नहीं दोगे, then you're not going to understand where you stand. So even if your revision is not done, even if you're not fully prepared, even if you feel some topics are weak, I think you should still give mock test so that you can actually understand where you stand and how good your preparation is. I gave my first mock test around 2.5 months ago, and after that I realized that it is not that I don't understand the concept. I just need more practice because मेरे को concept सारे आते थे, but I was not able to solve the question. Once I used to read the solution of the question, मेरे को it used to click my mind immediately. It means कि मेरा concept तो clear था, but I did not just know how to apply it या वो practically कैसे question में करना होता है. So I would say once you're done with all the syllabus, instead of revising again and again and again, you should revise it once or twice, and then you should go for more practice because it is only practice that's going to help you crack the exam. Another part is that you should break each question in 3 parts. For example, अगर कोई question है जिसका तुम्हें आंसर डायरेक्टली पता है, you like let's say you know the answer is option C, still you should be able to do it by the elimination method. तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए कि why is option A wrong, why is option B wrong, and why is option C correct. तुम्हें हर क्वेश्चन, हर ऑप्शन का आंसर पता होना चाहिए. लाइक अगर क्वेश्चन ऐसा चेंज हो जाता तो ऑप्शन ए हो जाता, या अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन चेंज हो जाता तो ऑप्शन बी हो जाता. सो बेसिकली इट्स लाइक डिवाइडिंग ईच क्वेश्चन इनटू 3 parts. These were few things that really helped me crack the exam. Some people think CFA is pretty easy because if you see that the pass rate of CFA level 1 is around 45%. It ranges between 35 to 45%. And if you see in comparison to other courses like CA has a pass rate I think of 10 to 15%. So some people get confused with this and they think like CFA तो बहुत आसान है crack करना. So I would like to tell you that the number of people writing CA is much more because the exam fee or the entry fees to write the exam is 5,000 rupees. But everyone who's writing CFA, he is investing around 1,50,000 rupees to write the exam. अब तुम खुद सोच सकते हो एक बंदा जो 1.5 लाख रुपए लगा रहा है एक एग्जाम लिखने में एंड द अदर गाय हु इज पुटिंग 5,000 रुपीज टू राइट द एग्जाम, कौन ज्यादा सीरियस होने वाला है एग्जाम के लिए. सो बेसिकली माई पॉइंट इज दैट एवरीवन हु इज राइटिंग CFA is pretty serious for it and he's putting in all the efforts. So everyone is giving their best. So you need to understand that the number of people writing CFA is very less and everyone is giving their 100%. That is why the pass rate has increased so much. So the pass rate is high not because it's easy but because there are less number of people writing the exam and giving their 100%. Whereas in CA, more number of people write the exam and not everyone gives their best. Also people ask कि job guarantee है क्या CFA के बाद. So it's nothing like that. It completely depends on your skills. If someone has maybe I don't know mugged up and passed the exam, or I don't know if he doesn't have concept clarity, he will fail in the job interviews and everything. But how CFA really helps you is that it gets you to that interview round. It gives you that chance कि like the moment anyone sees your resume, they'll be like, oh, this guy has cleared CFA level 1. He knows something and he has put in the efforts to clear an examination that is very hard. So the interviewer will give you a chance to prove yourself. And this is one thing that most people don't get because काफ़ी सारे लोग resume round में out हो जाते हैं and then they just don't get an opportunity to prove themselves. You need to understand that अगर तुम्हें सब कुछ आता भी है but if you cannot reach the interview room, then it's not helping you. So basically CFA becomes a tool or an instrument that actually helps you sell yourself. कि anyone who sees you, उसका पहला impression पड़ता है this guy is hard working and he's really interested into finance. Now if there is someone who doesn't know whether he should be going for CFA or not, then he can try writing NISM exams. So NISM exams होते हैं, they are conducted by SEBI and it's like CFA का each subject is broken down into an exam and the fees is pretty less. It's like 1,500 rupees per exam. So if you study for it, it will give you a glimpse ki what CFA is going to look like. So you can try writing NISM exams and if that interests you, then maybe you can dive into the CFA course. Also let's talk about the format lastly. Exam is divided into 2 sessions. Each of 2 are 15 minutes and it consists of 90 MCQs. Each MCQ has only 3 options. Now don't get overconfident thinking that सिर्फ 3 option है, you can also do your guesswork and all. It doesn't work that way because there are only 3 options but each option is very close. So you actually need very good concept clarity to crack the exam and solve all the MCQs. Also, all subjects in CFA doesn't have equal weightage. Few have more weightage than other. For example, the ethics section. Ethics is easier to study but harder to solve क्योंकि उससे questions बहुत tricky आते हैं. तो that is one thing you need to take into consideration कि just because a subject is easy doesn't mean you let it go. Because I know people जिनका सब अच्छा हुआ but they failed in ethics because they took it too lightly. So that is one thing that you should definitely take into consideration कि अपने जो subject easy हैं इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि उनको पढ़ो नहीं या उनको ज़्यादा weightage मत दो. And at last I would like to tell you that कम से कम 1 से 2 महीने रखो रिवीजन के लिए and try to do maximum questions in that revision. ऐसा नहीं कि you just keep reading the book again and again and again. I would recommend a better way to get more marks and clear the exam is to solve more questions rather than going through the book again and again and again. So yes, that's pretty much for this video. Let me know if you have more doubts or any more questions in the comment section and I'll see you guys in the next one.